Good morning, everyone, and there's only 3 days left until we go to Taiwan. Okay, wow. It feels like it's snuck up on us, even though we've known about this trip since pretty much last autumn when Chips got into the university here. And yet, at the same time, I feel like I am just getting used to being back home after all of the traveling we've been doing. I've settled in. I don't know about you guys, but when my office space is clean, like it finally is again, you just feel totally at home and comfy, and like you can really get some awesome mojo going and create a whole bunch of stuff and just savor the joys of my singing birds and all of the fan art on my walls and the singing birds outside. And here we are getting ready to throw all of our stuff in a suitcase and take off to the other side of the world. Okay, actually, as much as I love being home, that sounds amazing and it's going to be a fantastic trip and I'm so excited. Oh, and the idea of getting everything done that needs done before we leave for Taiwan is increasingly a slim chance. So I'm just going to accept that. Because of you guys here on the vlog channel. You've really helped me to accept that it's about putting joy and life before work and the life work joy balance. Maybe it should be joy life work, life joy work. We'll find it out. We'll figure it out. We'll come up with something pretty fun. I have a feeling you guys are going to help me come up with entirely new mottos to my whole life. And thank you so much for suggestions on productivity books and life work balance books that I can possibly read while we're on the plane. I'm going to be writing down the list of those from the previous vlogs and purchasing those for my Kindle to read on the plane, because I think that those are some pretty interesting things to think about. And I have a feeling that the life work joy balance is not really going to resolve itself by going to a foreign country where everything's probably going to take me a lot longer than I predict, because I won't know how to do things, I won't be in my space, but it'll be a fun challenge and it's just going to be a fun adventure. I think that's, maybe it will resolve a little bit because I'll remember focus on the adventure, not on the work. But this morning I'm trying to get some of that work done so that I can relax over the next week when it comes time to go to the trip. My goal for when we get to Taiwan is, other than daily vlogs, to pretty much not do anything. I want to be able just to unwind with Chips. I want to be able to take in all of the experience. And if push comes to shove, that means a complete break from work for a few days. Well, there's 5,000, almost 100 videos in our archive on the main channel, and at some point I just have to accept that that's gonna have to be able to do something. If that can't do something long enough for a few days, then there's trouble. So it's gonna be really amazing. I'm gonna share the first with you guys here on the vlog channel. The first of touching down in Seoul and then going into Taipei and then going and finding our apartment and touring our new home, the home we're gonna have for 2.5 months. Going out to eat for the first time at a buffet. Going out to eat for the first time at iVegan and picking up all of our groceries from there. It's gonna be amazing enough that I am really looking forward to just focusing on the experience and not on work. And sharing it with you guys on the vlog channel is not work. That's heart happy stuff. But speaking of work, like I said, I'm trying to get some of it done so that we're good and ready to go for the rest of the week. At least the niche out, because they are currently the most popular thing over on the main channel. And I'm wearing my niche earrings, my little DNA earrings, because we play with the genetics of our creatures in niche. I like to wear these cute little DNA earrings while I play. Really helps to get in the mood. And I'm getting that done right now. There's some really fun results. It's so much fun to play that game. And that's the good feeling when you're like, I'm having so much fun creating this. And anyway, I've rambled enough over the last few days about like work and joy and fun, and I'm gonna do some really deep thinking about it some more to try to figure out if I have some sort of resolution, because there's other things happening. And maybe sometimes I have to remind myself, if I think about the whys and the hows of why I work and how I work too much, I might miss the opportunities just to lean out my window and watch all the chipmunks run by. I try to live up to my real name pretty often with deep thinking and thoughtful examination of why I live the way I do and how I live the way I do, but I can often get caught up in my own head a little bit too deeply with that. So today I'm going to focus just on the joy of creating some niche and some of our other series for the main channel, and the joy of the beautiful day, and possibly the joy of going on another date with Chips, because he wants to go out together. He knows I'm a little bit nervous about the trip and he just wants wants to spend time, just like I do, savoring our home in Michigan while we're here for the last few days. So we're planning on going on another date to the lunchroom for their Sunday afternoon brunch, which is delicious. They only serve like their French toast and their waffles and their pancakes on Sundays, and it's amazingly good and I love them. So we're probably going to go there for a lunch date later today, and I'm really looking forward to that. And I guess as a final note on that life, work, joy balance thing, it's really easy to dive in and get some of my work done when I know that there's joy coming up. But I think that there's a difference to that and saying, no, you can't experience joy unless you get this work done. I think that if you just kind of stick to a schedule, but you know, hey, I can get this done because I'm going to enjoy doing this at this time today, it can help out when it's projects like YouTube, which have no real set schedule other than what you impose on yourself, and they have no end other than what you impose on yourself. You can pour as much as you want into YouTube and it still will take everything else you've got. So it might be good to learn to just make some limits. We'll figure it out. But I'm gonna, like I said, I'm not really feeling the mood to think and ramble about that too deeply until I have made some more mental progress on it. And I'm just gonna start focusing on experiencing what's happening, because we're about to start some big adventures, including birdies. Are you having birdie bath time? Oh my gosh, you guys are so cute. I love you. So I'm in full crunch mode today, apparently. We didn't end up going on our lunchroom date, but we might make cookies together later. And the reason we didn't end up going is that it is so crowded at the lunchroom on Sundays, and we just were not feeling like fighting the crowd today, and we'll probably have lots of delicious vegan waffles and pancakes to be able to eat when we go to Taiwan, and it will be a great thing to look forward to when we come back to the lunchroom. And we're probably going to the lunchroom in a couple days to eat a big meal before we leave, and also to get our traditional pastries and sandwiches from the lunchroom to take on the airplane. We've done that for all of the last plane rides that we've gone on, and it's proven out to be awesome because you're allowed to take pastries and sandwiches through security. So that has been a really great way to eat vegan on the plane. So we're definitely going to be doing that. So we'll go to the lunchroom later. And I've been crunching down on work in the meantime. I know I just said I should experience life more and I should focus on that, but at the same time, getting it done so that I don't have to think about it for the rest of the week would be amazing too. So I'm doing that. I'm pecking away at the Patreon and it's coming along great. We've decided to go with an adorable rodent theme, and I'm working on that in between processing. Oh, this thing just finished. Okay, so that one's done. That means I can start processing this one. I've already got it. There we go. Processing, handbraking, uploading, something all at the same time is what I've been doing lately. Now I need to make the thumbnail for that. Like I said, it's crunch time, but I just finished editing the very last of the vlogs that covered the Kansas City trip for when I went to my brother's wedding. And I was so excited because it's the first time I've caught up on one of my vlog chunks in ever, really. And so I was like, Chips, darling, guess what? Darling, guess what? I finally finished doing the April vlogs when I visited Kansas City. And then he decided to tease me because he was like, that's awesome. When are you going to do the Hawaii ones? The work never ends. The work is never going to end unless I tell it that's enough for now. And maybe that's his way of trying to help me grow a backbone to work. That sounds like a very him thing to do. But I actually have a collaboration later tonight, and I've got some other work I need to do, and I really want to make cookies with chips now. We didn't go out, and why not make cookies in our home and eat them while writing in my joy journal on the back porch and watching the chipmunks eat? That sounds like a really amazing day. That really does. But I have to edit the bonus Behind the Paws Warrior Cats episode really quickly first. I'll find the balance. And if the balance is no Warrior Cats episode and cookies and chipmunks with chips, then that's where it should be. It just hit me that maybe watching me get really excited about getting videos done and having a crunch day, being a workaholic that I am, might be kind of like watching somebody who really needs to give up cookies walk into a bakery and get excited about eating more cookies. So maybe if I think about overworking is like stuffing your face full of 24 cookies, it'll help me somehow. Maybe eventually I can twist my life and my ideas around into a metaphor that will actually click and stick and somehow I'll find a way to sit down and look around myself and go, I've done everything I really wanted to for the day. But I guess it just takes time to figure out what floats to the top of the pile of what you really want to do. And I have a sneaking suspicion it comes back to those cookies, real cookies, not work cookies this time, and hanging out with Chips. So I'll see if I can make that happen. I just figured out why it is that I am so happy even though I have been working all day. It is almost 4 p.m. Chips is outside researching his Chinese and I need to go join him and write in my journal. And I've been talking the last few days about like, I need to find more life, joy, work balance, and I do. But today is one of those amazing days where, because I've been resting so much, I think, resting emotionally and a little bit more physically, thank goodness, but because I have been having this amazing community that we have here in the vlog channel to talk to, because I've been having so much support with our behind the scenes comments and just your guys' tweets, and the comments on the vlogs really are the thing that just keeps zipping right up to the surface of my thoughts here. But you guys, just the handful of you guys is all it took to be able to sit and to think about how much I love what I do. And I figured out that's why today, even though I've been working all day, I am pumped and excited and bouncing off the walls, and I'm throwing myself out the window every couple minutes and going, darling, I just tried this new thing for the Warrior Cats Behind the Paws episode and it's awesome and I think they're gonna love it. I'm so happy, darling. And it's funny because I think I lost that sense of being able to express to you guys, because I just talk about the overworking all the time, that there's also the fact I love what I do. I love what I do, and I'm so excited to be able to do it. And I just shared the Kansas City vlog on the main channel. I'm about to upload the bonus vlog on the vlog channel right here, so you guys would have seen it yesterday. And I just love so much what I do, sharing and creating joy and giving it to people. And I think this right here, right where I'm at right now emotionally, is where the balance needs to be. Whatever magic mix of probably spending all that time just cleaning yesterday and taking time to take care of my life and to go shopping with Chips and being able to laugh with him, and all of the amazing community, the much more personal community we're building up over here in the vlog channel, and opening up all the snail mail, being able to have time and taking the time, making my time to visit with my sister and my friends, and being able to just clean again. That's really important to me, making my environment nice. But I put life first over the last couple days instead of work, and every now and then I would have a little bit of a panic attack about like, there's so much to do and we're leaving in 3 days and it's not gonna get all done. And yet today here I am on top of the world, because I'm creating things I love to create, because I am so freaking happy to do it, and I am so overjoyed to be able to create joy. And I can feel the quality of what I'm creating rising as that enthusiasm pours in. And eventually I'll break all of this down scientifically and be able to tell where the heck it's coming from. But I think for today, it's that I put life first the last couple days. And I put life first. I decorated Lily Pad, by the way, with her Rowlet stickers. Here she is. Look at her. Oh, she's so cute. I've been writing in my joy journal. I've been taking the time to vlog, even though it's been really long, rambling vlogs, and it's helped me so much. And again, the vlog community here, I think that because I spent those last couple days just really cultivating my sense of life over work, that's why I'm where I'm at right now. And this is amazing, being able to find that balance of like, oh yeah, I love my work. I love what I do. I love doing it. And now I just need to make sure that I don't bite off more than I can chew. And thanks to you guys, I've actually deleted several things off my schedule that I was going to get done and decreased the workload. I figure the thing is, I am starting to look at my Google Calendar and I look at the videos I have scheduled and I go, if I delete this or move it, is it going to feel like a weight just rolled off my shoulders? And if the answer is yes, then I do it. And if the answer is, that actually makes me kind of uncomfortable, I know that's popular, and if I just sit down and really focus, I'll be able to do it. Or if the answer is, I mean, I guess it could, but I think it'd actually be something, even though it's not very popular and I love doing it, that would help me out more, that would make me feel even more joyful and happy, then I'll leave it. And that's some of the balance I'm finding. So thank you so much, guys. this sounds really silly, but it feels like being able to see that there truly are people over here on the vlog channel who aren't going to be angry at me for taking time to put life first and discover life first, and who even celebrate the discoveries that I'm making in life with me. That helps so much, because I love our main channel. I love its growth. I love its community. But our demographic tends to be a much younger one that demands and hasn't yet created themselves. Has not only themselves as people, but like created something themselves and understood the work that goes into it. So they just ask for more and more and more and more. And I love making people happy. So I have a hard time saying no. The next thing you know, I overwork. And you guys are really helping me kind of stay with the more experienced side of people, the more experienced side of our community, who go, yeah, it's really awesome to know that people are going to be happy with what you do, but you have to make sure you have something in you left to be able to create it. And I just can't thank you guys enough. So I'm going to try to find that balance. It's all so confusing. I wish that I could just tell you the words and summarize it. When you write a story, or when you write like an episode of something, or you write an essay for school, you're supposed to have the intro and you're supposed to have your thesis and work through your body and then come to your conclusion. And I feel like we've been working on the intro and the thesis and the body of Seri, and working and overworking and balancing joy and work and life, and yeah, we have no conclusion. But maybe we'll get there eventually. And I think it comes back to what I talked about earlier, of just experiencing life more. And right now I am experiencing the rush of creation and the rush of excitement that I get when I get to make something that I know is going to make a lot of people really happy. And I am going to upload that then. So our neighbor's generator chipmunk, the chipmunk that lives inside of her little generator bottom, I've shown you guys up close of him, I think in yesterday's vlog, is barking its little head off right now because a cat has run under our neighbor's deck, and so he's very, very upset about this. I should say she. I happen to know how to tell the difference. It's very obvious between chipmunk boys and girls now. And this girl is very, very displeased with the fact there was a cat in the neighborhood. So she has been barking non-stop and letting us know about it. And I'm really happy to be creating and making things, but I'm a little sad because Chips has gone inside because it's about to have a huge rainstorm. We're under a severe thunderstorm warning. So I missed my chance to go on my walk, and I missed my chance to be able to sit outside with Chips and write my joy journal. I'll just sit in his office and still be with him. But maybe this is another example of, even when you're in the flow of loving creation, you might want to check the weather if you plan on going anywhere. Oh, and the rain's starting. Listen to all that. Beautiful, beautiful rain. I love it here so much. I keep telling Chips how beautiful the rain is and how much I love it, especially because we have these huge oak trees in our backyard. So you hear the sound of the rain hitting the leaves. Pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter whenever it rains here. And he laughs and laughs right now, and he tells me, I'm glad you like the rain because we're going to Taiwan in the middle of the rainy season. And that's true. It's actually going to be thunderstorms as far as the eye can see for the weather for the first week that we're there. So that might make for some really interesting adventure. Hey down there, little buddy. You're all fluffed up because it's so rainy, huh? I hope you're enjoying some seeds. I can always tell when Chips has thrown them out because he puts them right there for you. Oh, are you drinking from the little rain puddle? That's so cute. So have I ever told you guys I can't really do math very well? because I was just informed about how long we're going to be in the air before we actually get into Taiwan. And somewhere in the back of my mind, I knew, oh yeah, it's like a 20-hour flight. But somehow that didn't click. And so I was thinking, yeah, we'll touch down June 2nd and or June 1st. And then by the 2nd, I'll be up and going and recording and putting things out on both channels again. And you know, maybe by this weekend I can get the summer in space started. And I was mentioning that to Chips and he looked at me and he was like, you know, we don't even get into Taiwan until the 2nd, right? And I looked at him and I was like, wait, what do you mean? We're leaving on the 31st. And yeah, we are leaving on the 31st of May, but we are going to be in the air for about 20+ hours. And there's going to be only 4 hours where we have a layover in Seoul, Korea, for just a little bit. And then back in a plane. The longest I've ever been in a plane was like the 12-hour plane ride for Hawaii. And I thought that was like, you just kind of go mentally numb. I have no idea how I'm gonna handle that long, but I'm gonna have to definitely rethink my schedule. And when we are going to be launching Summer in Space on the main channel, if we're not even going to actually get into Taiwan until the 2nd, and I definitely want to give myself a few days to recover. So it looks like things might get really interesting for the end of May and going into June. I definitely want to make a super fun event happen, but I definitely don't want to sacrifice the last few days I have here or make the situation that's already going to be pretty stressful to get ready to leave for 2.5 months for international travel even more stressful by trying to get a bunch of videos up. The good news is at least that will give me more time to try to reach out to some of our artists and commission thumbnails, right? So hopefully that's going to all work out. But yeah, I feel a little silly because I just didn't do the math right. Guys, look, this bleeding heart has seeds on it. I didn't know they put out little seed pods like this. It looks just like little pea pods. Those are so cute. And these hostas are as stinky as always. Oh my goodness. Why are they so smelly when they flower? Even though they're so pretty. Oh my goodness, I love this garden. We live in such a beautiful place. I love all the green. I love all the plants. I love all the trees. Ooh, darling. Oh, never mind. I thought it was a branch on the ground, but it's just some grass. We're going to be missing the blooming of these peonies by just a few days. You know, I bet if it hadn't rained so much, these guys would have started blooming by now. We have the largest peony collection in, I think, the world in variety over at the university campus in their arboretum. And we don't get to see them bloom again this year because they're blooming just a few days after we leave. One day I'll get a chance to really truly appreciate all of the beautiful peonies. Beautiful rainy iris. Look at that. And then there was a really cute squirrel. Way, there he is. He's up there now, but he was asleep over here just a second ago. Oh, there he goes. Walking the tightrope. Be careful up there, buddy. I'm pretty sure that's live. So I was stepping over to show you guys how beautiful this little ravine behind our home is, full of flowers. And I walked onto the ground and then something moved next to my feet and I screamed, mew, mew, for some reason in self-defense. But I was looking, I looked down and it's actually this guy. I'm gonna see if you guys can even see him. He's kind of tricky to find. But, oh, there he goes. Darling, look at him hop. But he's a good hopper. But this is who startled me, and he blends in perfectly. What a good old toad. All right, you do you, buddy. I was just gonna admire the scenery, and then you scared some mews out of me, and I have no idea why I screamed mew, but it definitely amused Chips. The grand escape. Fare thee well, Mr. Toad. Oh, he's not afraid of you.
What?
Did you touch him?
No.
And he didn't even do anything?
No, he's just afraid of you.
I guess he likes you more.
We almost killed him. You almost stepped on him.
I didn't mean to. Well, there we go. Hi, buddy. Don't worry, I'm not gonna eat you. I just want to show you off to everybody. Talk about camouflage, darling. He blends in really, really well. I wonder where he's gonna go. I guess anywhere where there's some food. Have you enjoyed the rainy weather? It's very nice to meet you. Look at this. My mushroom flock continues to grow. All of this rain has been really good for it. And holy days, look at the stem on that guy. That's almost as thick as my wrist. I wonder what on earth is happening to all these. They pop up and they're this big, and then the next thing you know, they're gone within a day. So somebody's eating really well right now. I've just done something that's kind of revolutionary for me. I cannot believe I just did this, but I have resolved to do something. I'm going to take a week off. Oh, I said it out loud. Oh, it feels like the world is just dropping out from under your feet, but I am planning on taking another week off of working on a strict schedule for the channel because I'm going to Taiwan. Objectively, if this was anyone else I was talking to, it would be like, of course you take a week off of having a strict schedule for yourself and work. You're traveling across the world. You are going with the love of your life. You need to experience the experience and not worry about like, but do I have that Untold Tales up at the right time? Even though it's gonna be like my Taiwanese time and I'm gonna be a little thrown off schedule all over the place. And I think this is the right answer. I feel really good. I don't know what it is about you people, you amazing people over here on the vlog channel, but that conversation, that talk about love and joy and life and work and balancing all of those things, I love what I do. I realized that this morning. I love what I do. And I've always listened to the people who go and talk about loving what they do, but then they only create when they're in the mood, as kind of like, you know, you're giving them some heavy side eye. Like, dude, don't you have like rent to pay? Hello? But I kind of get where they're coming from now. I always thought that that was the kind of, dare I say, spoiled talk that really privileged people got to talk about loving what you do and only doing it when you're in the mood for it. But I think I misinterpreted that. I think what it actually means is love what you do. If you love what you do and you have taken the steps and the discipline and you are smart and you are responsible with taking what you love and turning it into your career, your livelihood. If you are responsible with that, then doing it when you feel good is a good thing. Creating and loving what you do and creating when you feel in the mood to, or when you feel it's the right thing to do is what I should say, not mood, but when you feel it's okay, let me try again. I think what I'm trying to say is if you have taken the time to develop the skills, like the last 3 years of doing YouTube have helped me, and you are responsible and you are willing to accept the fallout from your choices, and you love what you do, and creating what you love is your livelihood, then maybe it's okay to listen to the excitement in your heart. And maybe if you feel yourself tilting a little bit, you've added so much to your plate, or you've gone in a direction where it just really isn't feeling like the right place for your heart anymore, maybe that's a sign. If you are looking at what you do and you're not loving it as much anymore, it might be a case of needing to be responsible enough to push through it. But I guess after 3 years and 5,000 videos, I need to learn to listen to my intuition. My creative intuition is really what it is. It's not my mood. It's not, oh, I just want to lounge around reading manga all day. It's my intuition over having done this enough that I can tell, even if I haven't always admitted it, where my energy is really pulled towards. And I am both taking the risk, the responsibility, and lucky enough that I can listen to that intuition and try to follow it. But at the same time, I guess if you create, and especially if you try to create joy, if you don't listen to your intuition, then what are you listening to? That's a good question. If I'm not listening to my intuition, am I just listening to numbers? Am I listening to other people telling me what to do? And that's always been the death of my creativity. That's why Zoocrafting disappeared for so long. That's why some other series really stutter and stumble when I listen to what other people say I should do with them, and it doesn't match up with my intuition. A lot of the time, people suggest things that make me go, yes, yes, that's awesome, we should do that. And then I rush off in that direction. But sometimes people tell me to do things that make me go, I don't know about that. I'm not sure if I want to play that. I'm not sure if I want to do that. And I'll still try to go through the motions. So I guess if I'm not listening to my intuition, someone or something else will tell me what to listen to. And I think I'd rather take the chance of listening to myself, because I have worked really hard to get here. I have spent years and thousands of attempts at creation to reach this point. And I need to just trust in my intuition of being able to make things sustainable. And my intuition tells me that the feeling of mountains falling off of my shoulders at the idea of taking a week off to be able to adjust an experience with chips in Taiwan is the right thing. This is important. This is an important moment in my life. And my intuition tells me, even if that was a bit of a sucker punch to finances, it won't be forever and it will recover, especially because then just starting a week from the day I thought it would, we will be beginning the Summer in Space special. We will be beginning the Wolf Quest special, and I will be picking right back up. My intuition tells me I'm responsible enough that I won't stay away from my community. I guess that's another perk of loving what you do, is you want to come back to it. So I guess I shouldn't be so afraid of giving myself time away from what I create and what I do, because I love it enough. I know I'm going to be back. So what am I so worried about? If it's finances, like I said, at some point I have to accept the fact that 5,000 videos hopefully needs to be able to pay my rent if something terrible happens for just a while. And something terrible isn't a week of not really having much up. I'll probably still have something too, but I don't think, my intuition's telling me that I don't think I need to have 2 huge summer events launch the same week I'm moving across the world. Especially not with Chips. And I really want to share that really deeply with him. Huh. You guys did it again. Let me ramble it out until I reach some sort of conclusion finally. Listen to my intuition and don't apologize for it. That's probably something everybody has been waiting for me to figure out for a long time. But I feel pretty good about that. So yeah, I think that I know I already deleted a whole bunch of videos off my schedule, that over the next week there'll be a smattering of videos out, but I'm going to step back from the channel because my intuition tells me don't panic, you'll be back. You love it so much, you don't need to worry. And I'm going to focus on just getting ready and making sure that I am prepared for this trip. And it is going to require a lot of planning, organizing, making sure I triple check all of my electronics, back up a whole bunch of save files, do all of those things. And I would rather really invest the time and energy in making sure we can do this trip right. And that will help me feel calmer for when I sit down in our apartment in Taiwan and go, okay, I've had some awesome food. We've been doing some fun vlogs. I've spent the afternoon just lounging around with Chips and writing in my joy journal all these new experiences and things I've been learning. And now I'm ready to come back. My intuition tells me, and you guys have vocally told me, that that will be okay. I feel like I'm evolving. I should start sparkling like a Pokemon and transforming into something new.